And here's our intro.
And who are you?
The Three Amigos!
Nice. Never gets old. And here's our SP, one of our many SP TV logos. Welcome to SP TV Live.
Yes.
Thanks.
Okay, so let's see. Tons of people in the chat already, but real quick, just a little recap. So Skrillex, do you guys know who Skrillex is?
Yeah.
Of course.
He's the EDM kid.
Yep.
Did you guys know?
He's not a kid anymore.
Did you guys know one Scientology family put him up for adoption to another Scientology family, and then he became, without knowing he was adopted, he became best friends with his biological brothers, and no one ever told him he was adopted, even after he was best friends with his biological brothers for years?
What?
No.
I knew he was adopted by a Scientology family, but I didn't know it was from another Scientology family.
The Scientology family, I don't know if you say it Duque. It's Duque. Duque. You guys know these? I don't know.
Dookie.
Anyway, at some point I'll put it together properly and do a video about it. But then it was someone at the church who told him he was adopted, didn't give the parents the opportunity to tell him. And he was so furious about this that to today, he is disconnected from his biological mother, who before he found out he was adopted, he was very close with her. Then when he found out he was adopted, he felt betrayed, disconnected from that whole side. And even with Scientology, you know, what is it? Communication is the universal solvent and has all this stuff. He does not speak to his biological mother because of the upset associated with that. And the one part of the story that actually really kills me is that it was someone at a staff member who's the one that told him.
And they just told him out of the blue, or they told him in effort to do something with him?
I don't have the details on that.
Wow, that's super weird.
It is really weird.
Yeah.
But, you know, weird is
a Tuesday in Scientology.
Yeah. And yeah. Which is weird because in Scientology, adoptions are like my nephew was given up for adoption to another Scientology family, and it was an open adoption. The biological, like, this is my twin brother and Sarah Shalik, now Sarah Ehrlich. Now she's got some weird spiritual Indian name. You know, my brother was 17 years old. Sarah was significantly older, maybe 24, 25, when they had my nephew Arthur. First it was Arthur Ehrlich, then it was Arthur Dubin. No, first it was Arthur Dubin, then it was Arthur Ehrlich. And anyway, and then when his adopted parents died, or his adopted father died, Sarah got custody back. But it was an open adoption. Like, Arthur knew he was adopted. He spent time with his biological mom in addition to his adopted parents. So, like, it's not like I can think of a ton of Scientologists who were adopted, right? But when I found out that this adoption occurred and that it was secret and that it was kept secret, even when he was like 12, 13, 14 years old, and he's literally best friends with his biological brothers. He's playing in a band with them. Could you imagine as a Scientologist still keeping that a secret for all these years?
That's kind of crazy.
That's crazy even in Scientology land.
Yeah,
Yes.
it is.
Yeah.
Totally.
And if I was Skrillex, a.k.a. Sonny Moore, a.k.a. Sonny Duque, or however you pronounce that name, I'd be furious as well.
Yep.
Okay. So let's see. I think I might have changed the name of this stream to Tom Cruise, Skrillex, and Grant Cardone. But originally it was Tom Cruise, Skrillex, and Blumgum.
It says that on mine.
Blumgum or Grant Cardone?
Blumgum, but that might be that might just be the StreamYard link. Is that the same guy as the black guy, Blumgum?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Blumgum, black guy, Guillaume Hines, all the same thing. Did you guys ever know Sonia Hines or Terrence Hines?
Sonia. But I don't recall where or why.
Well, I don't either. Because I only knew Sonia and Terrence as public, but Guillaume, or he also goes by G, but I can't call him G with a straight face. To me, he's always Guillaume. Guillaume tells the story of being born in the cadet org at Flag at the QI at the age and being there until he was 4, until they got shipped off to California. And boy, I'll tell you, if Guillaume his YouTube channel has 116,000 subscribers. Now his channel was specializing in him eating things until he threw up. Okay? Eating challenges.
Yeah.
One of his videos.
And I've only got 17,000.
Yeah. You got Mike, you and I should have a eating contest, Mike, and we'll get our subs up. We'll do
Yeah.
I'll eat a burrito or 7.
I'll eat Vegemite sandwiches.
Oh no. I'll eat one of those and throw up. I'll eat a bite and I'll throw up.
Come on, don't diss Vegemite.
Oh, that stuff is horrible.
What is it?
Yeah. Men at work were
25
wrong.
million Australians cannot be wrong.
Yeah, they can. They can be wrong about that for sure. All day. I don't care who you are. I love that country. But if you put any of that Vegemite on a toasty for me, I ain't eating it. That's all there is to it. None of that Marmite either. In case any of you UK people want to pipe in with Marmite's better. No, it's not. It's equally as horrible. Oh, they're already in there with the Marmite. I knew it.
And look how many wonderful comments there are about how great Vegemite is.
Oh, yeah.
It's perfect for cracker lickers.
Yeah, it's perfect for cracker lickers. I have we had a lot of people, you're making me cry. We had a lot of people send in SPTV network logos, but somebody sent me a Dirty Cracker logo too. I might use both. The Dirty Cracker Liquor segment on SPTV network.
Oh, I forgot to throw the SPTV logo up there in the corner, so let me fix that.
SPTV. Yeah, that's like an MTV themed one. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, I like that one too.
So anyhow, if Guillaume or G or Blumgum or Black Guy wanted to pick his channel back up, because he hasn't uploaded in a long time.
Yeah.
And he wanted to tell some crazy cadet org stories, some crazy pack stories. I mean, he's got pack stories for he's got the craziest stories.
What years was this when this happened?
He's only a few years younger than me. He was in the Sea Org, born in. He was in until he was 21 years old. I was in the Sea Org with him. He was at the CLOSUS the whole time I was at PAC.
Really? So you know who he is. He's not. It's not like this guy may or may not be legit. You knew him when you were in.
Not only did I know him when we were in, I knew him after we were out, both living here in Clearwater. We both worked at Postcard Mania, the Scientologist-owned company here.
Yeah.
Because Guillaume was the Decem chief, CLOSUS. To this day, no one's ever figured out what the Decem chief does. But because he had that Decem chief credibility, he was always able to get marketing jobs.
He oversaw the mailing lists.
Yeah.
If you say so. I mean,
that's who I used to, when I was at Able, that's who I used to buy the mailing lists from. I would go over to CLO West US and I'd give them like $75 and they print off a mailing list like from AO or ASHO or whichever I wanted. And then I would just use that for Able promo over at Able.
Yeah. So anyway, with a few, clicks of a mouse and a 10-minute video, Guillaume could have one of the biggest Scientology channels on YouTube and put up some killer content.
And he could eat rice and beans until he threw up.
Sure. Scientology style. Eating challenge Scientology style. How much rice and beans can you eat? I mean, he did once drink like 2 gallons of milk. Did you guys ever drink? I would see people at the cafeteria just pounding the half and half, just coffee and half and half. Oh yeah. So it could be anyway. What was else? I was going to say something there. Okay.
God, did we get off track easy?
Yeah.
And then Tom Cruise. I put Tom Cruise in the title. I forget if there was some Tom Cruise thing happening this week, but I don't remember.
By the time Aaron's done telling us what the title of the video was about, it's going to be time to go to my channel.
Over.
Yeah. That's it. That was all.
I just saw a great comment saying that Xenu created Vegemite.
Oh. I don't know about that.
Mark,
When he dropped
Xenu
people
is
into
your
volcanoes, the glycol melting turned into Vegemite. Yeah, that's even worse.
All right, let's tackle some stuff here. Anthony Spurgeon wants to know, Mike, if your children saw Miscavige's email somehow, would that maybe wake them up? What does Miscavige's email mean?
Oh, I'm sure he's talking about the text, the YSCHOB.
Oh,
No, it wouldn't. That would just be like, oh yeah, C of B had to do that. That was very, very appropriate for the circumstances.
yeah. And actually having a crude, someone might just say sense of humor is pretty standard in the Sea Org, right?
Sea Org members love to speak like sailors, if anybody asks.
Yes.
For sure.
Or curse like sailors, I should say.
Fat Cat's Heaven wants to know, if Scientology were to really acknowledge their actual true stats, what ethics condition would they be in? What do you say, guys?
Confusion.
True stat.
I mean, technically speaking, either danger or non-existence if you're just applying it based on stats.
Right.
Non-existence for sure. Because it's non-existent.
Yeah. Okay, so reverse YouTube must be the same person that emailed me beforehand. Mind your loudness, please. You get excited and it's too loud. It's the end of the day. Trying to relax.
Well, you're in the wrong place, dude.
I know. And also,
it's your loudness.
I have no control over my volume. It's automatically set by StreamYard. I cannot up it. I cannot lower it. We
do not know why Mark is the loudest person on the replay. To us, he sounds totally normal during this stream.
Yeah.
Right. So
it's just
probably
because my voice has a lot of mid-range.
The loudest person in the room
and low.
Well, yeah. And on the replay, sometimes he's noticeably louder. We have no idea why. There's nothing we can do about it. At least there probably is. We just don't know. So.
Yeah, but for every person that says I'm loud, there's 20 people that say I'm the perfect volume.
Yeah, there you go. All right. So, Jeremy Pasta. Have any of you read Barbara Schwartz's I Love My Original Marty blog? No, never heard of it. She's made
I have
almost a weekly blog post for about 15 years, writing letters to Marty Rathbun, who she believes was replaced years ago by a fake
Marty. And the real Marty is being held in a submarine under the Great Salt Lake.
Yeah.
No.
I'm not kidding you.
And also,
I'm not kidding you.
OSA uses this girl on a full-time basis. They send her things that wind her up, and then she posts it, and then that kind of draws all the attention over to her. And it's in the SP files where they're like, say, we're going to send this to Schwartz. It says
really?
Yes. 100%. They say, we're going to send this to her, and she's going to get all excited, and she's going to just use that for a year and post stuff, and it'll all be nonsense, but it'll get her posting
cranked
things.
Up and posting, and then other people join in, and then you get, like, these type of people tend to pull a certain amount of the sort of fringe off into their little world. And from an OSA perspective, the more of those little, there's a few of them are around still, and Alan Stansfield and a bunch of those guys that are out there, and they're sort of on the fringe. They kind of claim to be exposing the abuses of Scientology, but really what they spend most of their time doing is complaining about me or you guys or Leah or something. And they get a few of the others that come and they sort of join in because it gets them from some attention. And that's what Barbara Schwartz is still.
I didn't know she was still posting.
I didn't either.
And again, for what it's worth, this is another example of where Scientology has now gone out of their depth, because now when you're dealing with YouTube as a whole, maybe when the only people who we were really talking to or were listening was other former Scientologists, then maybe stupid diversion tactics like that were more effective. But now it's like we're talking to the entire internet. Nobody cares about someone's little blog post about some stupid drama or conspiracy theory anymore, because that's not the audience anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
Even Reddit and Discord, there's like 200 people reading that stuff. It's kind of like whatever.
All right, cool. Let's see. Ken Grover. Rinder for president from the Mainer. Is Ken Grover a Mainer?
I guess he is.
Is that what
Thanks,
that means?
Ken.
Does it have any other
I don't
meaning?
think that's going to happen.
Okay.
Well, you could be the president of the SPTV network.
There you go.
I like that.
Yes, I like that. I
Vince-
like that presidential role like
There
he
you go.
had. Do nothing, just have a title.
It also comes with the same salary scale as the Aftermath Foundation, which is a big goose egg. Here, how do I do this? Zero. There you go. Zero.
That's okay. I make up with it with my checks from Big Pharma.
Okay,
There you
good.
go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, before I forget, there was somebody who said there was somebody sent me some link to somebody talking about us that was Scientologist or something. And in there, it said they've got to get this out on social media because the SPs are funded by Big Pharma, so their reach is pretty good. And I was like, this Big Pharma
It really
thing?
said that?
Yes, that we can't. We gotta. Everyone. That was like everyone who gets this has to share it and has to retweet.
Oh, I
it.
need to find that. If
Because
anybody out there knows,
I have a link.
You do?
Yeah,
Send
Send it to
Send
me.
it.
Oh,
yeah,
send
it's
it to me. I
amazing.
want
She
that.
says she didn't mention us specifically, but she said the SPs are funded by Big Pharma. So not even Big Pharma, just pharma, just regular old pharma, not Big Pharma.
Well, that's not real. I'm a Big Pharma guy myself.
That's what I thought. Where's my check, Big Pharma? Bull.
All right. Vince and Giggles says Three Amigos wondering what words or phrases Cyan Falsity has ruined for you. Thank you for all you do and lovely Claire Bear. What do you guys think?
What phrases has Scientology ruined for you?
Connect,
Data.
disconnect, data.
Data. I can no longer say send me the data because
Send me the
everyone
data.
points out to me how all Scientologists say the word data all the time.
I don't
Yeah,
have the
that's
data
true.
on that. Yeah. Oh, you should link to that, Aaron. There's a video that Tiziana Lugley did, which is shit Scientologists say to other Scientologists. And then there's shit Scientologists say to non-Scientologists. And then I think there's one, I think it's 3 of them, but I don't remember what the other one is. They're really funny though.
Okay, John Vance. I was at a wedding for one of my wife's friends, very affluent people, and they had Dougie Fresh perform at the reception. Had no idea he was a Scientologist. Yeah, Dougie Fresh, definitely a Scientologist.
The human beatbox.
Yeah. Okay, Nominal. Have any of you heard the Mars Volta album, Chrissy Carnell's husband, about Scientology and Masterson? I haven't, just because I've never listened.
No.
I mean, if I heard it, I haven't. There's a lot of music I listen to, and
Recognize
I
it.
don't know who the artist is. So I know who Mars Volta is, but that's only because I know Chrissy and I know who Chrissy's husband is. But I don't actually know what their music is. Does anybody else know?
No, I
don't
don't.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. John Sostowski. There you go. Do many ex-Scientologists adopt a mainstream religion, or are they just too jaded? I don't like the binary option there.
Right. And I don't know. I can only answer for myself,
Yeah.
which is no.
Yeah, they're all different. It's just
Yeah.
like anything else. It's different for each
But I know
person.
some who have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We have Steffo. Any info about the purchase of the center in Melbourne? Anyone ever send you info on that, Mike?
No.
All right.
Purchase of the center in Melbourne.
Is that the one that was like the resort?
Knocking on one? Or
The resort? Yeah.
No, whatever Ideal Org is going on in Melbourne.
Oh, it's been open for like 10 years.
Oh,
the
okay.
Ideal Org there. They moved it out into the sticks to Ascot Vale. And I don't know.
All right.
I'm not
cool.
sure what that question's about. So
All right. Nomi Bomi. My old school was down the hill from the Delphian school. We invited their students to one of our dances, and a couple of them came. Sheridan is an awful town. Why did they choose that location?
I don't think it had anything to do with the town. It had to do with the available facility.
Yeah. An
Yeah.
abandoned school or
An
church
abandoned
or
school.
whatever it was a perfect thing for
Right.
a Scientology boarding school in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, it being a crappy town and being in the middle of nowhere was probably a feature.
Yep.
Okay.
Hard to get drugs in a town of 7 people if 6 of them don't do drugs.
Fifi Tinkerbell. I've been dying to say hi to the Three Amigos. I got your bookmark. Love from the UK.
Nice. Thank
Hi,
you, Fifi
Fifi.
Tinkerbell.
Let me see. The next one I'm not going okay, fine. Angry gay Pope harassing Scientology people doesn't seem helpful. Thoughts. However, his interaction with Odo Huber is sometimes funny. So I did an interview with Pope on my channel, and I've been very open with him that I think his method of confronting Scientologists isn't helpful, but then he explains his goal isn't to help them. And there you go. That answers the question.
Yeah. He was never going for that.
He's trying to get them into trouble. So anyway, that's fine.
That's so awesome. That's not helpful. Yeah, I wasn't trying to be helpful.
That is the perfect response.
Yeah.
Okay, so Cole Sutton. Mike, while you were in the Sea Org, did you ever think of taking the reins as COB if Miscavige were suddenly out of the picture?
No.
Okay, there we go.
Just no.
Maria Marcel. Okay, hear me out. Claire Bear and the Depeche Blowns.
Dude, they're not agreeing. So Andrew Gold is the one who started this whole nonsense, and he said that we can't pick it, they have to pick it. Like once whatever they pick that just clicks and they agree on, that's it. So the Claire Bears is pretty much just stuck. That's it. But the Blowies or the Blowheads or the Blowhards or the Depeche Blowns, none of those have stuck. So
that's because none of those are the right one. The right
they
one
have to keep going. Yeah.
It's the Blown Hearts.
That hasn't stuck either.
I think it has.
Well, they have to pick it.
Stuck with Aaron.
I'm gonna jump into the live stream and make sure that it sticks.
The Blown Hearts.
The Blown Hearts.
The Blown Hearts.
It's the best. It's the best.
The
Okay.
Blown Hearts.
All right. Dragon Tears for me. Is there a way to see if a business or a person is a member of Scientology online? Any hints or clues to look for? Yeah. Type in their name and then Scientology service completions, and chances are you'll find some evidence of their involvement.
Yeah.
Or
okay.
go onto Facebook and look
Yeah.
them up on Facebook and see who they are associated with. If the majority of their friends are in Clearwater or the Tampa Bay area and they're not, they're probably a Scientologist.
Or
if they have friends that are like people that we all know and love, you know, Artie Marin or Michael Chan or, you know, the whales of Scientology.
the other way you can always spot a Scientologist is if on Facebook they list Battlefield Earth as one of their favorite movies.
Exactly.
That's a
Well,
dead
Scientology
giveaway.
TV has
Yeah.
what do they watch?
It's a dead giveaway. Nobody likes that movie publicly. Nobody.
That's right. That's right. No Kizzy. I've had Marmite, and afterward I felt doomed.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's how it is. You know,
I'm not arguing about Marmite.
yeah, and it's been said that angry gay Poke was mainly angry after eating Marmite or Vegemite. So
That's so funny.
he was just a happy Pope before that.
Okay, Carla Forbes. If Scientology lost their tax exempt status and had to dissolve completely, which other nonprofit would Scientology choose to transfer their funds to, or do you think they have more debt than assets? Well, they have no debt at all.
No, they do not have more debt than assets. And who would they choose to transfer their funds to? Nobody. They would transfer their funds to lawyers to fight it until they ran out of money.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, they don't have more debt than assets, though.
No, not even. No, they
don't
like
have
Aaron
any debt.
says they don't have any debt.
Yeah, debt is kind of a forbidden thing in Scientology.
Well, it's forbidden on the Scientology side. It's not forbidden on the parishioner side.
Oh, yeah. No, that's okay. That's perfectly fine.
That's perfectly acceptable.
Yeah. L. Warren Hubbard said to not use credit cards, but if you're a public, please use the credit cards.
Exactly. Okay, G. Rivera. Is there a Scientology org in Puerto Rico? Yes. I saw the Scientology name in front of a small building once, and I just could not believe it. Yeah, there's been an org in Puerto Rico for a couple generations. It's always been a small failing org. Has it ever been like a good org, Mike? I mean,
oh no, but it survived on the generosity of a friend of mine who lives here, Tony Blanco, who owned the building that the org resided in for decades. He eventually got thrown out, declared, or left, or whatever, and they refused to pay him rent. And like, they hadn't paid rent, and he could never collect it because he could never bring any proceeding against the org because he was a Scientologist in good standing. So they had him over a barrel. They never paid, and eventually they just moved out, and they moved into some, place that is less than ideal. And they have been working on getting an ideal org there for, 20 years. That's now the big project for Flag. That's what the Flag public are working on, is getting an ideal org for Puerto Rico, because the demand for Scientology in Puerto Rico is just out the roof.
And the idea that you would put a 50,000 square foot facility in Puerto Rico for an org that has a few staff members is like, it really is going to be the downfall. This ideal org strategy really is in some way going to kind of be the downfall of Scientology.
Yep.
Real quick before I forget, Mike, the guy that was asking about your kids and the email was talking about when Dave texted you, you're never going to see your kids again. You're never going to see your wife again.
Oh, it was actually a dispatch. So
okay. So that's what he was asking about. What would the kids say if they saw that?
The same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, it was deserved. COB had his reasons. Obviously, I was an SP and was messing things up, and it was all for the best. It was for the good of Scientology.
Yeah. Everybody has to understand, if your family says they agree with you after you escape, I agree with my dad or my brother or whatever, they're going to throw you out on your ass next. So you have to, if you want to keep your cushy family situation the way it is, then you got to toe the party line.
Yeah. All right. Pamela Crawford says, is it decided, those of us that support you guys, we are the Dirty Cracker Liquor SPs?
The Dirty Cracker Liquors is way better to me than the blown hards.
All right, let's see. Matt's caustic comments, Mike and AA Run, please do a reaction vid to my video titled The Real Clearwater Chad reacts to Mike, and AA Run reacting to Mark's reaction to Matt's video impersonates. Okay. That's probably not going to happen. I'm just throwing that out there, but I do appreciate the super chat. Okay. Maxwell Edison's mom, Vegemite needs to be dropped into volcanoes. Yes. All right. We'll see you right over there. Okay, everybody. So because we're doing 30, 30, and 30 on my channel and Mark's channel and Mike's channel, we're sticking to 30 minutes. As soon as I end this stream, we're going to be redirected to Mark's channel. So stick with us.
I'm heading.
And we'll see you over there.